same time, it's getting much more expensive to find marginal sources of oil, to find marginal sources of copper. We're going to build all this electric stuff to replace the use of oil, except it's going to require a lot higher prices of copper, a lot higher inflation. Great. Who wants to hold $35 trillion in U.S. government debt if inflation has to rise to get the copper to support the electricity transition? Not me. And nobody has a 35, no one has a balance sheet to hold that except the Fed. So here too, you get to the same point. They're going to have to reserve much of the government debt. And so these two things, and I guess the last thing is just per capita, people say, well, great, we'll electrify and then oil won't matter. China right now is 1.4 billion people. They use 1/5 the oil of the U.S. per capita. India has 1.4 billion people. They use 1/15 the oil of the U.S. per capita. Both of those numbers are 2021 numbers. If India goes from using 1/15 to 1/10, oil demand will explode. If China goes from 1/5 to 1/4, oil demand will explode, because I'm talking about in total 2.8 billion people. And why would they begin to use more oil per capita? Simple. Why does the U.S. consume so much more? Is it because we're better? Is it because we're smarter? No, it's because we can print dollars for oil, and we've been able to for 40 years. And guess what China and India are starting to be able to do? They are in the pre-game. They aren't even in inning one. They have just started gaining the ability to print yuan and rupee for oil. And as they gain more of that ability through gold and through their own productive capacity, their economies, their per capita oil consumption is going to rise. So there's this fascinating set of conflicting dynamics, one deflationary, one inflationary, all of which, though, point to the unsustainability of a sovereign debt-backed system that's been in place for the past 50 plus years, and all of which suggests that we're going to continue this trend of higher rates get too high, cause a crisis, Fed comes in, essentially caps rates with more dollar liquidity, or the Treasury, it doesn't really matter. They're basically both the same at this point anyway, Fed and Treasury. We get more liquidity, asset prices go up, wash, rinse, repeat, and away we go. So that's what I think.